friends. Whew. Going live today was challenging. As you might be able to tell, I'm not at home. I am in a hotel room. And the hotel internet was not my best friend today. So, took a second to get connected and for it to believe that I am going live. Hi, Miss Carolini. Long time no see. Anyway, so spotty internet, very challenging to get it working on my phone. I'm too high up in the building or something, I don't know. But I am in Tulsa right now. For anybody who doesn't know, I usually live in Los Angeles, and this is the first week of concerts that I have been able to play with my orchestra since the beginning of the pandemic over a year ago. And this has been really interesting, and I want to share it with you now because of the Pain-Free Performer program that is coming up. Starts on June 7th, so literally like just under a month from now is when it begins. And I had rehearsals last week. I got here Thursday afternoon. We had rehearsals on Hi, Claire. We had Thursday, Friday rehearsals and a Friday concert, and then I'm here through the weekend, and we do Beethoven 9 this week. So it's kind of a lot going on. There's a lot of practicing to do. There's a lot of prep that I haven't been kind of in the groove of doing in over a year. I haven't had to prep orchestra music since last March. Yeah, and actually the pandemic started, the lockdown started 2 days into rehearsals while I was here in Tulsa, and then I went home. So we actually never ended up playing the concert that I had flown here for, but that's neither here nor there. So last week we're in rehearsals, and I was really excited and nervous to play again because I haven't done it in a while, but also because my experience with the body and the work that I've been doing now with Tamani and yoga and helping musicians like just kind of shed those unhelpful habits. I was really curious to see how this would play out in like a live performance environment. And like kind of nervous, like what if I've been doing all this work by myself and like my practice sessions are amazing, but it just doesn't translate to rehearsals? Or, you know, what if my hands don't move as fast as I thought they would? Or what if, I don't know, what if all the problems just come back and this is all for nothing? So I get to rehearsal the first day. We're doing an oratorio. I think last week I already forgot exact. That's terrible. But I get to rehearsal. It's outside, and everybody's in a mask, and everybody's on a stand by themselves, so all of the parameters of performing and rehearsing have changed slightly just in those few details. And the piece is about an hour and 15 minutes long. Friday we had 2 back-to-back concerts of it and some rehearsal time. And I remember in the rehearsal there was kind of this part towards the end where I was like, oh man, doing this like really fast, intense tremolo kind of wears out my arm. Like I was starting to really feel it in my shoulder, and that's my bad habit. That's my old habit of I would get quite sore and tired in my deltoid area, which is right around here. And we're doing this tremolo, and I started to realize, oh, my shoulder isn't in good alignment for this, but I know a quick fix to change that. And I was able to modify my shoulder positioning in rehearsal so that there was less wear and tear or strain on that part of my arm that was fatiguing quicker than I needed it to immediately. I also started to realize like, oh, I haven't had to sit in a chair for 2.5 hours or 2.5 hours with a 15-minute break. And sitting like this and playing is something that I've thought a lot about, and I've worked on with what is involved in good sitting and healthy sitting and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden I was in the position to go like, oh, I can feel that I'm slouching a little bit in my lower back. I'm just going to do some of these, what we call shuffles, Tamani shuffles, to kind of wake myself back up and ground down through my sitting bones a little bit more to sit up a little taller. And boom, it was like I got an instant shot of energy into my playing for the rest of the rehearsal. So just these like simple tricks were already so gratifying because it was like all of a sudden I had these tools. I knew how to do it myself. It wasn't like I was going to get to the break and go stretch, which is what I used to do. If I was tired in a rehearsal, I would get to the end of the part we were doing, find some space, kind of stretch it out a little bit, recover, and then go back to the rehearsal. And now I had all of these like little tricks and resources in my back pocket that I could pull out right in the middle of the rehearsal, which was awesome. So Thursday I felt great. I felt like I played really well. My fingers felt like they were on fire. I mean, fire in a good way. Like they were really flying in ways that I just sometimes in the past I didn't know how to guarantee that they would work like that. But through the exercises and the work I've done this year, I've learned how to kind of awaken these structures that can really enhance that type of movement. And I was able to put that to work, and it was awesome. It was totally empowering. I felt like my sound was really beautiful, really full, really the sound that I wanted to be making. And Friday comes along and we play the first show. I've been subtly awakening these things in my body that I need to kind of play better and find more ease. And we get to the break between performances. It's like 15-20 minutes maybe. And some of my colleagues are like, oh, this is so rough. This is so tiring. I'm exhausted. I'm having a hard time. Oh, are you sore? And that's kind of the conversation that's happening between performances is, oof, this is tough. This is really tough. And I couldn't relate. I couldn't relate to that experience because I had so many more tools and I had the ability to control so many more variables in the experience that I wasn't being run down in the same way that my colleagues were. It wasn't just my violin colleagues. My colleagues all over the orchestra family were noting the soreness or hi DJ, the discomfort that was popping up because of this performance. And I realized that I felt bad. I felt bad because I couldn't relate to them. I also felt like, okay, I need to help you guys. I actually have so much more information than you that can really help change your experience. And if I'm changing their experience on stage, then I'm enhancing my own. Because if my entire ensemble that I'm part of isn't being worn down, then we can all play better together. So I talked to several of my colleagues and started discussing this stuff and what it is and how we use it and how it helps. And that was really exciting because it's just really great to talk to other musicians who don't want to feel bad. Nobody wants to play a concert and feel awful after an hour and 15 minutes. Nobody wants to play a concert and feel like they need to go recover. And even over this last year when we weren't playing very much and people didn't have the type of, there wasn't the urgency quite as badly. Like we all knew at some point we were going to go back on stage and play concerts, but we didn't know exactly when, so the urgency wasn't there. And now that we're going back and the sensations are returning and it's a reminder of, oh, that's right, these are the feelings I used to struggle with and now I'm feeling them again and I need the tools. And here's this person over here, me, who's not feeling these things and has the tools. I need to actively find those. And that is this is my life's work. This is my mission. I want to provide these tools and these resources to my musician colleagues that I work with every day, all the way to musician colleagues on the other side of the world who I might never have the opportunity to meet in person, although I hope I do. And so we can all have a better experience. It's time for music training and music education to change and evolve so that we're not constantly up against the discomfort. We're not constantly up against the pain. We're not constantly up against the how do I mitigate the symptom. We are more up against the empowerment, the joy, the endurance, the positive experience of making music. And that is what this program this summer, the Pain-Free Performer, is all about. And this weekend, and this coming week, I'm sure, although we haven't started rehearsals yet, has been and will be amazing validation that we all need this work and that it matters, and it changes the entire experience. It changes the experience for the performer, and it changes the experience for your colleagues around you, and it also changes the experience for the conductor and the audience. Can you imagine how amazing it feels at the end of a great, huge piece that you love and the orchestra is fired up over it, not worn down by it? That's the type of energy we want to send back out into the world as performers, as creators, as interpreters of some of the most incredible music available to us. That's so powerful. And we should be able to share that to our highest capacity. And that's exactly what I want to do. So Pain-Free Performer starts June 7th, 3 months, and you will be back on your feet, on stage, in your orchestra chair, however it is that you work as a musician, feeling better and more in control of so many different variables that you never knew you had access to. From everything from quickly changing how you sit, to sit better, to sit up higher, to have more, not taller, more straight posture, but a posture that helps you play better, to quick access to the muscles in your hand so that you can do that quick passage work without feeling like your fingers are just gonna flub and stop playing. Help with your embouchure and how you're blowing into your instrument, providing the support to make sure your sound can stay consistent all the way through the performance. These are all just little examples of the things that you will know so much more about and have so much more control over this summer. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Check in with me. I'll be going live for the next few Mondays, sharing experiences just like this. I'll check in again next Monday after I've had another big performance, tell you how it feels, and I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to work with you. So just get in touch, and hopefully we can meet soon. That's it. Have a great week, you guys.